Hello, beautiful friends. What a treat it is to be with you all. I have been on a big journey and have now found myself in my new dwelling and lodging. And yeah, wow. August has been a portal month. We started with basically pre eclipse energies, which were also the Lion's Gate, which also brings in a lot of union energies, a lot of sacred eights. As a Lion's Gate birthday person myself, 8/8, I identify very deeply with that portal. In addition to right after that, we had a solar eclipse in Leo. And next up, if that wasn't enough, we now currently, probably as I'm filming this video, have a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So, I know that there have been lots of things going on in the collective. For myself, things were quite still for a while. I didn't even have dreams of the divine masculine, and then recently came through again. So it was like, all right, well, what's going on? So I wanted to do a little reading and just kind of see where things are at, see what we need to check in with, how we're feeling good, aligned. All right, so two cards instantaneously pop up, and we start with the Seven of Spells. Okay, so this would be the Seven of Wands. There's a lot of turmoil in this, and what was interesting right before I started this video, I was watching some live action fairy tale movies because I love my fairy tales, and I was watching Beauty and the Beast, and in the original tale, which I've talked about in this channel before, there's no Gaston or like villagers, like the enchantment is the enchantment. And it's all about their journey as a couple. But of course, like, to theatricalize things, we want to make things bigger, and we want to represent what those parts of us that are coming up. So what I was seeing with like the Gaston beast dynamic of it's the beast, the Gaston is the negative ego of she could never love a beast. She could never love you. You think she would actually be there for you. And while I was watching that, I really just got hit so hard with what the journey of the masculine has been going through in his purification, and the feminine in her rising and her holding of standards and being true to her heart. And in particular, the live action with Beauty and the Beast, she goes and tells the village, and then the village comes like and attacks, not knowing their own love, not knowing that they're a part of this enchantment as well. And she never meant to like harm the beast. She was just trying to like prove that like he was real and that he was having an experience as well. But she wasn't totally informed of the whole story. And so I was thinking about this dance with the ego, whether it's with the divine masculine or the divine feminine, just kind of how we stop ourselves when we have this little voice that comes in and is like, there could never be love here. This story could never come into being. I know for myself, for so long, I have not believed that my fairy tale could come true. And, more recently I've taken a major leap in my life because the fairy tale I was living was wonderful, but it wasn't going to go anywhere. It wasn't going to take me to a new place. And so I went to a new place in search of, or in to arrive into greater community, into greater love. And, thinking about this in the context of my own fairy tale, it's like, well, what does this really look like if we're taking action steps towards that which brings us joy? Okay, so to me, that's what this Seven of Spells is about. It's this battle with the sub-personalities, the parts of ourselves that are struggling knowing what it is that we've come here to do. And sometimes in this, it's like, I feel like these gnomes don't even know what they're fighting. The dragon doesn't even know what it's fighting, or the wyvern, it has no idea. There's just like conflict. That's creation of like us against them, but there is no us against them. The next card that comes out is the Black Shuck, which is the Death card. And what I really like about it, it's like the end of the us against them. Even within our own inner worlds, if you're applying this to how it relates to that. So we're going to see like, okay, so if this is the end, where are we, if that's what we've been working with in the present, where are we going? Where are these energies taking us? All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So we have two seekers coming out, and we have the Seeker of Boons, so Seeker of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands, or the Seeker of Spells, okay? So these are two very empowered women. And what I see in this is like this, we're proceeding with caution, we're watching our step, we're moving with intention, and we're recognizing the magic. What I like about these two cards, these feel very eclipsey to me. It's very, you know, it's one's in the daylight, one's in the nighttime. But both of these characters here on these cards are those who know where they're going. They're not wandering in the woods without intention or purpose anymore. They're really deliberately seeking something. More so than anything, when I look at these cards, you know, there's the intention of like recognizing the beauty and of both of these objects and kind of going for that which is blooming in our hearts. So what I really feel before I even started this reading, which is, it's just this like magnetism starting to radiate from the feminine of just like, this is who I am and this is what I'm showing up to do. And this, I'm not uncertain of the path. I'm not uncertain of the purpose. I am so present and clear and filled with love and light, knowing that this is what it is that I am seeking. So I would just encourage, you know, the inner feminine components, the outer feminine, like, how can you radiate that in which you love, would be the big question there. Okay, so where's this take us? Okay, next card to come out is the Four of Visions, okay? So this would be the Four of Cups. Now, I feel like this is representative of, like, as the feminine, like, embodies both night and day, the masculine is still kind of sitting in complacency and woe is me. This is a card of, like, you know, not noticing all of the beauty. So it's, I would say that, like, the feminine is almost like a little ahead of the masculine in it. They're appreciating every aspect of their environment, while this masculine is missing the beauty that's walking him by. This can be like, you know, the Four of Cups, it can be a little bit of a depressive energy. To me, this card always really is just like, woe is me. It's like taking pity on oneself and like, there's nothing I can do, nothing's gonna work out. Okay, I'm gonna get some light seers and see where this is taking us, because if this is kind of where we are, you know, we've conquered some battles, we've conquered the ego, but we're just like still kind of in similar patterns, similar structures. What does this eclipse energy want us to bring through? What do we, as those watching the video, need to know about ourselves? Wow, a whole pile came out. And about our beloved, and about the union energies. Okay, so I got a few things. Okay, so where is what we need to know about ourselves right now? So we've got the Six of Cups and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So the message I get coming through with this is really like doing any continual work around that inner child healing, you know, looking back into the past relationships, past dynamics, childhood, all of that, looking back and bridging that to the present. I also find it's like, you know, last night I had a really great night just like playing with some kids like who were hanging out in the community. And so I just like I stepped away from the adults and I played with the kids, and it was so nice because it like, not only did it, you know, connect me to this beautiful youthful spirit, but it also allowed me to kind of look at all the times in my life that I've given to helping raise youth, that I've given to raising myself, raising my dog, all of these different things. So also here we have the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So this card to me, also these two falling out together, really represents of like, you know, connecting to that childlike wisdom and awareness within. Sorry, my air conditioner just kicked on. and reconnecting to that dream, believing in the fairy tale. Now what I love about this being the 10 of Pentacles, same with our ladies here, we had pentacles and wands, and to me that really shows is like these higher ideas and these things are dropping down into a deeper part of our consciousness, so that we can embody and walk that in which we've dreamed. So to me, that's like, whatever the fairy tale has looked like for you, if you've longed or dreamed, really feel what it feels like in your body to have that and to be celebrating it and to bringing it into reality. What we need to know about the masculine component is the 6 of Pentacles, okay? So we have a lot of mirrors happening here in these cards. Both of the Seekers fell out, or the Knights. So now we have both of these 6s. And what I feel like with the 6s is coming through really strong. It's a review. It's a bridge. It feels like it's really about like, how do we bring this to that and that to this, and like really enjoy this process of finding balance for ourselves, whether this is for the masculine or the feminine. It's like taking that time to really allow yourself to receive, to ask for what you want and allow yourself to receive it. It's really powerful. So where this is taking us is the Magician, all right? And so to me, this is really, there's a lot of magic at work. And what I really feel is this is not necessarily a time that you need to take action towards anything in particular in the physical world, unless it is that you feel called to. But what I really feel in this is it's actually about the gratitude for everything you have, like the excitement for everything that could be, looking back and really like kind of like fine-tooth combing like your existence thus far. Like, what if after this full moon eclipse, is that we move into the new moon energies into September, it feels like a reset button. It feels like a new beginning. Last September was when the eclipses happened. So it's a month earlier now. We're in August having eclipse season, and we're in the heat of summer if you're in the northern hemisphere, and it's just like it's hot and humid, and things are like emotions are so high that people have been drained, but it's like it's such this beautiful inner process of really getting to be present with your own reality. I'm going to bring through a fairy tale card, or the inner child cards, which are also fairy tales, just to sum it all up. Okay, so 3 of crystals, all right, or 3 of pentacles. So what I see here, we have a lot of pentacle energy actually coming up, a lot of pentacles, a lot of we don't have any swords, which I like, because that's to me indicative that we're not really in a mental process. We're in a process of grounding our hopes and dreams and clearing out any emotional clutter that's getting in the way. And this is really beautiful, because to me this feels like, as it relates to union, it is the you, me, we. It's like, here's how we dance together, here's how we celebrate, here's how we play. And, as we work to create these like rainbow bridges that come with the Magician's energy, what we're really doing is we're fostering and creating community. Maybe that's within ourselves, maybe that's with each other, maybe that is within a community at large. But the beauty of what's happening here is everybody's working for it, and it's really good stuff. So I hope you've all been doing well, and that your journeys are taking you good places. I'm almost settled, so I hope to be able to pop on here a little bit more frequently. And just kind of tapping into the collective energies and seeing what's good, because things do feel like they are shifting. I think we've been in a deep time in the last few months of really sorting through. I personally feel like there's been a lot of separation for me with the masculine in general, and now it's like a reintegrating and kind of trusting that which is coming forward. So I wish you all many blessings. Feel free to comment and like, subscribe, do all those things. But it's always nice to hear how people are doing. And I will try to pop on for a live and do some readings for any of you watching out there. All right. Well, aho or aloha also. That's where I am now. Yay. Bye.